Awesome, guys. That was amazing. And hopefully, you guys use that. Use it on a regular basis. Every single person that you talk to. That's why we do these trainings. I know a lot of those concepts come from a lot of audios that Josh listens to. So you guys make sure you're always self improving, listening to audios. He also got that from training from Samir, talking about time freedom and being time poor versus being money poor. So that is an awesome training, guys. But I'm going to go into something called the Primerica blend, which we also got from Samir as well. And so I'm going to just talk a little bit about it. Not going to take up too much time because we've already been going for a little while. But what I'm going to do is the Primerica blend is basically a um, talking about all the benefits that Primerica takes from the different types of businesses that or business organizations that are out there, right? So there's four different types of organizations out there. Obviously, there's corporate America, which we just talked about. You don't want to be there for too long. There's many, many, many disadvantages versus any types of advantages that are there. Being self-employed, there's a lot of benefits of doing that. Obviously, you're your own boss. You work when you want, you stop working when you want. The issue is the second you stop working, there is no money coming in. Franchises. Josh loves talking about franchises. Our business is a type of franchise, takes a lot of the benefits away from that as well. And then there's network marketing out there. We are not network marketing, we are not MLM. We are completely different from that. We have multi-level compensation, but we are not network marketing. And so but we do take some of the similarities from that. So with that, those are the four types of businesses that are out there. And so just going to talk about some of the benefits that we kind of take away from those various areas. So the first thing is ownership. Josh talked about this already. So in the business, you can own your entire Primerica business once you get to the point of making 300,000 a year of income. So when you think about getting to RVP and having the size team that you need to have and what you need to be doing, that's going to get you to that point. And the only way to do that, obviously, is to build and recruit, give up a great replacement, and then get to the point of developing that, right? And I believe it's having a Josh help me out with the numbers, how much what you got to do base shop to do that minimum.
Dude, to do what?
300K. I think it was. I thought.
Oh, nah, that's simple. Just do 30. Do 30K. And you do 10, they do 20. That's it. You get 10 clients in a month, they get 20 clients in a month. Done.
There you go. That's it. So that's all you need. Once you can build your team and your organization to get to that point, you're making 300,000 of income and you own the business. When you own the business, you have the right now to sell it, keep it, give it, create a legacy, change your entire family tree, pass it down to your kids. At a job, you cannot do that. You work for a company for the last 20, 30 years of your life, and you get to the highest position, whatever that position may be, and you decide to retire and leave. You can't give that to your kid. You can't give it to your grandkid. You can't give it to your spouse. You can't give it to anybody. You just rented your time away that entire time, and it's all down the drain from there. So here you can at least own it, and those are a lot of the benefits that you can have when you're self-employed and when you have a franchise. Next thing is you can have unlimited income potential. So there is absolutely no cap on your income or any precursors on how fast you can make X amount of money. That's a benefit also from network marketing. You can make as much money as you want. Obviously, how much money you make in network marketing is not nearly as close to how much money you can make here, especially because you need a lot more people, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But here, no cap on income. I mean, you just heard it in training earlier when we were going over announcements. Sheila is at what? Not she made $9,000 last night, right? People work an entire month to make that. And she talked to a couple clients following up with investments in our industry. There's no cap, and she's part time. She still works a full time job, guys. Obviously, she's going to be leaving that very soon because she's making a significant amount of money. And she hasn't been here 10 years working the business. I think it might be maybe 2 or 3 years. That's it. Tell me where you can go, and in 2 to 3 years or less, we've seen it all across all the stories in Primerica where you can make that type of money that quickly and leave your job, right? So unlimited income potential, that's huge. Then here, you only need a few key people. So this is what I was talking about earlier. In a lot of other organizations, right, in a corporation, there's hundreds of thousands of employees. When you are self-employed, obviously you don't have any employees. That's the downfall of being self-employed. When you do network marketing, you need also hundreds, sometimes thousands of downlines or people on your team or in your organization for you to make any significant type of money. Here, they always tell us all you need is 7 to 10 key people, 7 to 10 key people, right? That's it. That's it. We always talk about, Josh and I, we always talk about being 10 wide, just being 10 wide, right? I mean, really, you don't even have to do that. We just want to make sure that we have a lot of security, right? So, but with that, 10 wide, that's not a lot, right? You just got to find your front line, find those 2 to 3 people at a time that you're going to be working with, developing training. Right now, like for example, I'm looking for 2 district leaders and 1 direct division. That's it, 3 people right now. That's all that's on my mind 100% of the time. I'm not looking for hundreds of people. I just need those 2 to 3 right now that I know can bring in a certain amount of production consistently. That's it. So all you're doing on a regular basis when you're prospecting is making sure you're finding that front line and you can develop and train them. And you can't get tired of doing this. You can't get tired of looking for these people, right? There is turnover. You should know that by now, right? The 20% rule, only 20% of people actually are responsible for 80% of your production in your organization. So you can't get tired of looking for these people. And I mean, right now I am on a massive sprint wide as quickly as possible, as many people as I can get. So from those people that I get, I can find my 2 to 3 that are going to fill those circles on my board, right? So with that, you can't get tired of looking for people. And you always got to remember, like, guys, we're on a training on a Saturday morning, and I believe when I was looking at it, there was like 140 people on this training this morning on Shaq's when we started with announcements. 140 people sitting here listening to how they can become financially independent, build a business. They want this. There's tons and tons and tons of people out there looking for us. You can't think like if you don't open your mouth and present the opportunity to somebody, they're going to walk by you or miss you, whatever the case may be. But you got to know that people are out there looking for us. There's so many people that want to get away from that nightmare that we just have to connect with them and get them and find them. And all you can control is how often you are reaching out to somebody new. So people are out there, guys. I mean, if you are here and there's 140 people just on our hierarchy, think about the 140,000 people in Primerica and all of the other people that they've brought in through their organizations. Like, come on, guys, there's people looking for us. They want to get away from the nightmare. So just continue to reach out. You just need to find your 7 to 10. Positive name recognition. So yes, sometimes in corporate America, there's positive name recognition. You list off a company, General Dynamics, Raytheon, Apple, all those companies. People know the name, they hear the name, they're like, awesome. Franchises, same thing. You hear McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, all of those companies, right? It's positive name recognition. We also have positive name recognition, guys, and it's growing. It's getting constantly better from all of the years that I've been with the company. It's just every single time the company's improving, it's getting better and it's getting more positive name recognition, right? When you think about a lot of other companies, sometimes smaller businesses, network marketing, they have negative name recognition. So here you got to be proud of our company and what we've accomplished and all the things and how we're involved in the community. I mean, we're publicly traded. We're on the New York Stock Exchange. We've been recognized by Forbes in multiple areas, top places for women to work, most trustworthy financial company in the country. We're on Fox Business, right? Everybody knows that news channel. And then we just recently, we're one of the Fortune 1000 companies, guys. It's huge. So we have positive name recognition. You got to use that to back yourself when you're talking to people. And then here, next thing, low startup cost. Geez, guys, $125 is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. You think about franchises, you have to have hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a franchise, right? Here at McDonald's, you gotta have $1 million. Here, $125, that's it. That's all you need. And you pretty much make that money back as soon as you pass your exam. So there's not really any type of startup costs. Similar benefit in network marketing, but you can turn a profit immediately. The second you you don't even have to pass your exam to turn a turn a profit. Like, think about it. We have products that you and your new recruits, make sure you're telling your new recruits this, can make money without a license. There's Vivint, guys, $250. They pretty much doubled what they paid with that comp, right? $250, and they can get an iPad if they do it within 30 days. Like, come on, guys. There's not really many business opportunities out there where you can pay that little and make that much money very quickly. So that's huge. Turnkey system. What does that mean, guys? Anybody can do the business. You don't have to have a background in finance, in insurance, in sales, in any of those. You don't have to have any background. I was a biology major. Are you kidding me? Biology has nothing to do with business and finance. But yet I have an awesome business here. I've gotten all the training. I mean, you can teach anybody to do this. That's why franchises and network marketing are also successful, because when you think about it, anybody can own a McDonald's franchise, again, if they have the money to purchase the franchise, but anybody can do it. It's turnkey. They have everything laid out. There's a system in place, right? They come in, they go through training, they hire people, and then they get the restaurant running, or if they have multiple restaurants running. Same thing here, guys. You can teach anybody. You just gotta follow this system, plug people into the system, and just like how we've been trained and brought up, you can bring in anybody and they can get trained, right? Good margin ratios in financial services. I mean, that it's just a very lucrative industry, guys. Extremely lucrative. The investment side of the business, the insurance side. I mean, how we get compensated on the percentages it's unbelievable. You look at the real estate industry. I mean, there's no way, really, a lot of times where a part-time person is coming in and they're making 50% on a 50% contract, right? So here, I mean, you can make a significant amount of money in this industry, and it's growing and more people are needing it, right? So that's huge. Last couple things. So no territories. Network marketing also has no territories. What does that mean? You can have your business anywhere. When we first had this presentation, we were actually in offices. So then we were talking about, oh, you don't have to commute if you don't want to. You don't have to sit in traffic if you don't want to. You can have your office anywhere. Geez, guys, now we're on Zoom. There's literally no more state boundaries. You don't even have to leave your home if you don't want. You could be traveling the world and being somewhere else doing the business. It doesn't matter. And so that has just made it even more unbelievable opportunity to have, because people can be all across the country and just doing the business. Then you also now can be hiring all across the country. So I know in the past, a lot of times people had this sometimes this mindset like, oh, I live in this area and this person across the country lives here, or the East Coast versus West Coast, or living in a city versus a suburb, or not living in like a huge area like California or Florida, where people are more open-minded to business. Now there's no excuses. You can recruit anybody, anywhere. You pick a state, you start prospecting there. It doesn't matter. You're on Zoom. There's so many resources to connect with people. It's unbelievable, guys. Nobody can ever tell you where you want your office to be, where you want to have your business. Like, to give you an example, sometimes people think about, oh, well, if I have an office here and somebody else already has an office, it's going to be like overcrowded, or there's going to be less amount of clients. It's going to be, I forget the word right now, but oversaturated. There's going to be too many people. Yeah, right. In California, there's literally offices in the same shopping center that are like literally 2 minutes away from each other, and each of them are still doing 100 to 200 clients a month. It doesn't matter, guys, where you're at, right? And so that's huge, especially in business, because a lot of other businesses, you do have territories. You can't have your location if there's another location within a certain mile radius, right? Or sometimes even in that state, right? So here, there's no limitations on that. And then we have a thorough training program. Yeah, guys, I mean, we talk about it when I interview a lot of people, talk to a lot of people, and they're always like, wow, you guys have a lot of training. I'm like, yeah, we overtrain our people. When someone's coming into a new industry, especially with no background, they got to have the resources. And there's very few business opportunities out there where you're going to get the amount of training that we provide, right? And I think our hierarchy is like on a step up, a higher level with training. I mean, there's a lot of other offices out there, but I don't really think that they go through the in-depth trainings that we have on a week to week. We train people one-on-one. We train people out in the field with clients. We have these group trainings on Zoom. All of the trainings that we do that are unbelievable are recorded so people can watch them over and over. We have Telegram. We have other systems that people can utilize. Like, it's unbelievable, guys. You literally can just come in and just follow the system and you have a business built and your people will get trained and developed properly, right? So you always have to remember you're not ever doing this alone. Oh, and also, I forgot to mention this, you have a home office with 3,000 employees that are ready to help you and answer every single question that you have, even if your trainer or upliner can't answer those questions for you, right? Like, I mean, they're there. You just call the number and like, hey, I have a question on this. They're like, oh, you're at the wrong department. Let me transfer you here. Then that person will answer your question, right? But anything, life insurance, investments, the paperwork, what to do about licensing, there's a phone number that somebody can always help you, even if you can't get that answer directly. So it's just unbelievable, guys, the business, the opportunity that we have here. And you're never going to find that at a job. You're never going to find that at a job. So I hope you guys learned a lot. I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that.
So what are we trying to say here, guys? Go quit your job? Yes. But not today. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not even Monday. But you've got to have a full-time, I'm glad you're still recording, a full-time commitment date. Like Shondell has a regional vice president date with Destiny, and it is in May. Okay? That's why she said she's busting her behind to sprint wide, because she knows it's coming. The Armageddon is coming in May for her, so she knows that. Who gave that to her? Herself. Okay, now are you giving yourself a date to leave your job, to leave shackles, or as Jada calls it, the plantation? Are you giving yourself a date to freedom? See, I'd rather personally, and this is not what I'm telling you to do. But personally, I would leave a $6,000 a month job for a $3,500 a month income, self-employed. Why? Because number one, it's less tax. You get less money after taxes on that $6,000 anyways. So might as well just take a pay cut for a while until you build it back to where, and way further than where it ever was at your original job, with all the freedom in the world. All the freedom in the world. Lelix and I get up whenever we want. We do whatever we want. Guess how often? At all times, Lelix and I. Do you want that for yourself? Give yourself a date. And as a matter of fact, tell your upline. Joey, go tell Jen and Shaq your full-time date. Yoali, text me. your full-time date when you want to quit your job, okay? And everyone else that wants to participate in the full-time program towards regional vice president, end to the cost, continuation to the benefit, passive income equity, bonuses, royalties. Send me, if you're working with me, your full-time date. Jada, Morgan. That's all we got. Let's go set some appointments. Let's finish strong on the month of February 2020. Okay, I gotta say that because I know we're gonna look back at these YouTube videos when we're SNSD making. I just saw Mario Arizon's at 3.5 million of income. So finish strong. I do believe wherever you're at right now, you could finish at 5 to 10 more recruits than that, and at least 2,000 to 3,000 more in production where you currently are. We've got 3 entire days. Okay, somebody came back from the dead in that same exact time frame. I know you can add 3,000 more of production if someone can rise from the dead in that same time frame, because you were made in the image of that same person. Thanks so much.